Hey guys, want to make another video, and this one I'm gonna entitle "A Happy Life, Happy Wife is a Lie." Now, here's the reason why I say it's a lie. It's because nobody else's happiness is ever under your control. So to make that it for a goal is like the horse trying to catch the carrot or the dog trying to catch his tail. You will never achieve that goal because that goal is nothing that's in your power to achieve anyway. And here's the premise of that saying, happy wife, happy life, is that a lot of times a guy will go out there and he would just try to make a woman happy. And that is his whole goal. He just want to make her happy. And it sounds so sweet. And a lot of our romance songs are premised on it. But at the end of the day, what it leads to is a man subjugating himself to his woman and losing all respect in the home. And what do I mean by that? Well, here's the thing. I will start by saying this. I want my wife to be happy, but that is not my primary goal or primary objective when I'm leading this house. One of the things that I have to achieve as a man in order to have my goals is I need respect, right? I absolutely need respect. And what does respect require? Respect requires me to hold myself to be respectable. And how do I hold myself to be respectable? Well, I have to be, in a sense, some kind of authority that enforces and establishes some structure. So let us just say in the case of this household, I set many of the rules of this house. Now, me and my wife, we work together on some of the rules, but a lot of the rules I set myself. And I believe it's an important part of the family that I strive to set rules. And by setting rules for the house, for myself, even for my wife, for setting these rules and then enforcing those rules. And how do I enforce them? By insisting that they be followed and constantly insisting that they be followed and not giving up. And when I show my insistence to be solid, right? In other words, when I know that it is right, I do not compromise and do not shrink back. Then that's when I will be respected. Now, what does it take to not compromise and not shrink back? Well, that means that people are going to push you and test you. And it is natural that anybody who is following a leader to test and see what the limits of that leader are. So no matter what, a lot of times that guys get in relationships, they always say girls playing so many games. And I believe that there are some games you shouldn't play, but the truth of the matter is that all those games are meant to test the extent of your leadership, right? And so while you're sitting there and wondering why this lady is doing these different things, oftentimes she's testing you to see how resolute you are. And a lot of times what a lot of men, when they say happy wife, happy life, do is they will say that the rules matter until their wife is angry enough about it or upset enough, and then the rules don't matter anymore. And what that trains, and here's another maxim that I'll say all the time, is that we train people how to treat us, right? So if we train our wives to treat us that they can respect us until they're too emotional to respect us, what that does is it creates in them that respect can be turned on and turned off, right? Respect is a normal, right? In normal situations, they can respect, but in chaotic situations, they can't. And oftentimes what happens is we as men, we know that we need respect at those extreme times way more than we need it. I mean, I need respect all the time, but the truth of the matter is that it is in those extreme moments that I need respect the most. So when we have an argument, that's when I need respect the most. When we have a disagreement, that's when I need respect the most. And you will not have that when you are somebody who is constantly shrinking back, because happy wife, happy life. Here's another reason why happy life, happy wife doesn't work, is because oftentimes these guys will be subjugated to the feelings of their wives. And here's the thing. When you get caught in that situation, right? You're caught in a situation where you're at the whims of somebody else. There's no way. That's the opposite of leadership. It is the opposite of leadership to let somebody else govern what you're doing. And I get leadership should still be reactive. And I agree to that to an extent. But when you have this principle, happy wife, happy life, you're changing the rules depending on her emotions. And what it does is it creates an idea that men should be afraid of conflict, right? Because anytime that you are insisting on a rule, right, anytime that you draw a line, that is a potential conflict. So think about it in this way. If I make a rule in society that you can only go 35 miles per hour on this road, I have now introduced conflict to anybody who goes over 35 miles per hour. And now, if I'm there when they do it, they're testing me, right? They're going to see if I'm going to enforce that rule or not. And if I don't enforce that rule will not be respected and will not be followed. And in general, respect for me will not be followed because they'll say, I say one thing, but in practice, I do another. And so that's why happy wife, happy life never really leads to a victorious man or a strong man. Because oftentimes you will find that you will stop insisting on things that you know to be true, and you'll put your authority on hiatus as many times as you can to make your wife happy. And oftentimes you're chasing this goal that you can never have. Truth of the matter is that an orderly house makes a happy wife. And when you are strong in your leadership and you don't have confidence that God has given you the right structure, and I get it, you might be striving for that right structure and you may not find it the first time. But when you are confident that you do have that, your wife will be happy because she will have consistency. She will understand where the leadership is. She'll understand how far that she can push you, and she will understand where she can and cannot go. And that's going to help her too. So, hey, stop buying in that lie. And I know a lot of single men, that's why y'all don't want to get married, because y'all know that you guys don't want to be at the whims of somebody whose emotions can go so up and down that that's going to govern the success of your life. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to.